When ancient cathedrals fall silent and Sunday pews grow dusty, where do we go to worship? In an age where organized religion no longer holds a cultural monopoly on meaning, we found new altars, glowing screens, concert stages, red carpets. Pop culture has become the new temple. Celebrities are our saints, memes are our sacred text, and scrolling is our daily devotion. But what happens when our gods are human, flawed, overexposed, and constantly updating? In this episode, we explore how pop culture has evolved into a surrogate belief system, one that fills the spiritual void, but not without cost. From Beyoncé baptisms to TikTok testimonies, we'll ask, what does it mean to worship now? And what happens to a society when fame, not faith, becomes the measure of truth? In the absence of rigid religious systems, we haven't become less devoted, just differently devoted. Traditional structures of mortality and belief have fragmented, and in their place we now turn to culture for answers. Think of it, millions gather at the altar of the Super Bowl halftime show. Pilgrimages are made not to Mecca, but to Coachella. We used to wear crucifixes, now we wear merch. Belief is no longer about doctrine, it's about dopamine. Social feeds are our new scripture, continuously updating, personalized, and algorithmically divine. And like old religions, they tell us how to live, what to value, and who to follow. Religions have always relied on intermediaries, prophets, priests, martyrs. Today, that role belongs to celebrities. They offer public confessions, miraculous transformations, and redemption arcs, all broadcast in real time. We mourn them like saints, canonize them with awards, and dissect their lives for meaning. Their pain becomes our parable, their success our gospel. But when every human becomes mythologized, we forget their humanity. And when the pedestal cracks, we turn quickly from worship to crucifixion. We expect our idols to be sacred and scandal-free, forgetting that they were never divine to begin with. We don't light candles anymore, but we do binge-watch entire seasons on release night. We don't gather in churches, but we live-stream shared experiences, concerts, album drops, Met Galas. We recite lyrics instead of prayers, wear our tour shirts instead of robes, and measure time not by religious holidays, but by release cycles. The rituals are still here, but they've gone digital, aesthetic, commodified. They offer comfort and community, but they also flatten transcendence into trend. When worship becomes branding, is it still sacred or just clever marketing? The difference between pop culture, religion, and traditional faith is depth. Religion, for all its flaws, asks us to wrestle with mortality, forgiveness, sacrifice. Pop culture really asks us to suffer. It asks us to curate, to believe in yourself, to manifest more, to hustle harder, to glow up, to stay relevant. But can identity survive without deeper roots? Can a society stay grounded when belief is built on the latest drop, the hottest take, the next collaboration? Pop culture promises belonging, but often delivers performance. And in the absence of soul work, spectacle fills the void. Still, not all is lost. There is something profound in the way we gather around shared symbols. Whether it's a concert, a protest, or a film that changes how we see the world, maybe the question isn't whether pop culture should be a religion. Maybe it already is. And maybe the real question is, how do we make it meaningful? Can we treat what we consume with reverence? Can we separate worship from obsession? Can we use art, performance, and community, not as a substitute for faith, but as an extension of it? If God is quiet, maybe art is how we still hear something. And maybe the truest devotion is not in who we follow, but in how deeply we listen. So let me ask you this. What do you worship, even if you never meant to. If this spoke to something in you, subscribe or simply sit with it a little longer. And if you're curious about the visuals in this episode, they're part of the world I've built beyond the screen. You can see more of my work at Tomaas.com.